Miss Eccleston, Miss Tamara Eccleston.
Yes?
Detective Inspector Reynolds, I've come to follow up on your report of stolen jewellery, Mum.
Oh, thank you, officer. Come in.
Thank you, miss. This won't take long. Now, you told one of my colleagues that the items stolen were worth in the region of £50 million. Is that correct?
Yes, officer, that's right. It's all my jewellery. I'm absolutely devastated.
I understand, miss. Now, with a theft of this size, obviously it's a very serious crime. And I can assure you we'll be looking into this very thoroughly to find the person or persons who committed this offence. And, of course, we would welcome anything you might be able to add with regards to extra information that might help in our investigations.
Of course, officer.
If you can think of anything that might be relevant.
I'm so sorry, officer, but I don't think I do have anything that would help.
That's quite all right, miss. We've got our best criminal psychologists working on this case. They are currently establishing a character profile of the thief. What sort of person would do this?
Gosh, what have they said?
Well, given the scale of this crime, we believe that the perpetrator will be someone extremely greedy, someone of very low morals, someone perhaps rather bitter and spiteful and unpleasant.
Oh, gosh.
Overall, someone of extremely dubious character, especially where money or financial gain is concerned.
Officer, would you excuse me a moment?
Certainly.
Dad?
Hello, welcome to Gareth Jones on Speed. He's Richard.
Hello.
She's Sarah.
Hello.
He's Zog.
Hello.
And she's Violet.
Hello.
It's been a while since we've had so many people round the microphone, and we're in a sort of a party mood because, of course, this is our Winter Festival episode. We can call it that, can't we? Can we call it the Winter Festival? I know we don't all celebrate the same
kind of
thing.
vague. I think you should plump for one thing and stick to it.
Okay, Slademas.
As a non-Christian, I'm happy to celebrate Christmas.
I'm going to go with Slademas. It's a very Slade time of the year, so it's the Festival of Slade.
Fair enough.
That would do for me. Have you thought about what you might like as a gift on Slademas morning, Richard? What do you want most?
Well, I don't know, world peace. And a new 911.
A new one.
Well, I just really liked it.
Any particular one?
Just that new one.
Yeah.
992. It's just really good.
Colour?
Oh, now I can't decide.
Oh.
I better not have one then. I don't know, the one I borrowed was red with gold wheels, which sounds a bit cheesy, but it looked absolutely flipping brilliant, so maybe that.
Yeah.
I'd have that.
Yeah, I'd make me happy on Christmas morning as well. I found that under the tree. Need a bigger tree. Sarah, what would be your Christmas tree?
I don't know my Christmas tree. If we're talking cars, just a car, to be honest.
Anything in particular?
Oh.
What do you fancy? What do you look at? When you see cars on the road, do you think, are you a sort of Ferrari girl? You were an Alfa Romeo girl? You were a Fiat
Mini,
Punto?
maybe, or a...
Yeah, well, I think if I was going to choose between an Alfa Romeo or a Ferrari, I'd probably go Ferrari.
Yeah, really?
I like the Alfa Romeos, but I like Ferraris. I don't mind the Range Rover series, not necessarily those big ones.
You mean the Evoque or the Velar or the lesser Range Rovers?
You're really putting me on the spot here. I just say a car. I didn't have a car in London.
Any car?
Yeah, any car would be good, but probably I would go towards, a nice car.
Richard, what's the best London Range Rover for Sarah? What would we give her?
Yeah, fella. Oh, no, actually, no.
Well, the other one would be...
Hybrid
Evoque's
one.
supposed to be quite good.
Actually, what I would enjoy driving is a little sports car, because I've got my Peugeot 206 at home. My dad had an MX-5.
We'll get you
So
one.
maybe something sort of that I could zip around in.
The new MX-5,
Maybe something
great car.
Porsche, Ferrari, that'd be all right.
Wrap that up, find it under your tree.
There you go.
VB?
I think I've made a selection.
You made a good choice. Violet, what would you most like for Christmas? Car related, is there anything?
You know I don't drive, but I could do with a new bike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of those ones that don't get nicked.
Oh, I
don't
sus-
think they
those magic bikes.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah, I've read about those.
Do you know what the best anti-theft deterrent you could put on a bike is?
A spike. on the seat.
Good one, yeah. But they say a basket on the handlebars. People won't steal bikes with
I had a
baskets.
basket, it got nicked.
The basket got nicked,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
true,
not
yeah.
joking.
And then the bike
tricky
got
mix
nicked.
was not putting a rattlesnake in the basket.
I like the way you think.
Violet, have you thought about, instead of a bicycle, getting a unicycle? Far less,
Oh, yeah.
far less easy to ride off on unless you know how to unicycle.
But a lot easier to carry away and throw in the canal, potentially.
Oh, but who would do that? Because the owner might be a clown, and then you're just making a clown stand.
But this is the other thing, if anybody nicks your unicycle, not going to be too hard to track, report to the police. Well, all we did to, how many people in this area can ride a unicycle?
When I worked at the
narrowing down
BBC, there was a man who genuinely used to arrive at work on a unicycle. And what I realised about the unicycle, many years ago when I was a student, there was one for sale in the window of a charity shop, and I almost bought it.
I remember you telling us this story.
Why not? And then I thought, I can't ride a unicycle. But what I've realised about the unicycle, amusing though it is, and it's quite a skill to have, is that riding a unicycle in an urban environment makes you look like a so
Well,
maybe don't get a unicycle.
my mate Tom, who lives down the road, is a unicyclist, but not just the little wheel unicycle. He rides what we used to call mountain unicycles, but they've got a better name now. They've basically...
Mountain unicycle.
Seriously, I'm not making this up. Imagine a mountain bike tyre on a massive diameter wheel, about 3 or 4 times the size of a conventional unicycle. And some of these
And
things...
someone thought this was a good idea.
Wait for it. Some of them have gears, some have brakes. Yeah.
How could...
Yeah, and I acted as a support vehicle for a challenge where 6 of these mountain unicycle riders rode from Clapham to Brighton. And imagine going up Ditchling Hill on a unicycle, but they did it. Unbelievable.
I'm laughing at this, but Tom's a great bloke, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not in any way casting expression.
I'm just
Tom
checking
here,
out these unicycles.
but a
online.
mountain unicycle is obviously a ridiculous thing, and I don't even need to see it to know that it's ridiculous.
And these guys go up things. I think one of them went up Mont Blanc on a unicycle. Big wheel.
Because it's there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sarah's looking at them now online.
Yeah, there's one that you can even get an electric one. It looks like a bit like a Segway.
Oh yeah, that's cheating though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they can get some
Does all the balancing
some
for you.
sharp-looking.
How much is an entry-level unicycle?
Well, you're looking.
Too much.
I can see one here for 59 quid.
Really?
That's a small wheel one. Yeah.
Actually, 59 quid, I mean, yeah. It's
Hang on a minute, because it's
Goes
half
up
a bicycle.
to
You could
in-motion
definitely get a
vi-
bicycle for
Yeah.
118
Or
quid.
you can get, if you like, an in-motion V8 electric unicycle for £995.
Yeah, I think if I was going to go for a one-wheeled electric thing, I just kind of feel at this point it'd be the kind of thing that I want to make myself. I want to kind of,
You
get
love
myself
making
a
things.
I do love making things. I love making geeky stuff.
So
It is fun being a geek.
your Christmas present, what would you most like to find under the Christmas tree?
I mean, actually, this is kind of boring, but actually funny. I just realised that I've been kind of feeling the need for a car cover recently. So maybe boring, mundane that is, just a good car cover to keep my paintwork from getting even worse than it is already.
With Porsche
keep
Club
the version-
Sport or Porsche Design written down the side?
No, I think...
A mirror one.
I think car covers should be anonymous. They should be plain, simple, and
Yes.
effective.
No,
And
mirror.
just keep the bird shit out.
Because it reflects the environment and then your car will look
I'm in
invisible.
disguise. Okay, that's it. Mirror. Yeah.
Cloaking
okay,
device.
Mirror.
Right,
Cloaking
because
device. Car cover. There
Car
we go.
cover should never be labelled because that spoils the game of going, ooh, I wonder what's under there.
That's
Trying
true,
to
yeah.
guess.
Yes.
We play that game.
Yes.
We all play that game when we see
Yeah.
a car, don't we?
every time.
All right, hey,
Yep,
listen.
there we go.
Talking about games, as this is the Slademus episode, I thought we'd play a party game, and the party game that we've decided to play, which will be run by Sarah and Violet, was inspired by a TV game at the moment that's hosted by a man who's connected with cars. It's written for us by Ultra Listener. Richard, would you say Ultra Listener for us, please?
Ultra listener, ultra listener, ultra listener, ultra listener.
David Stebbings has created this for us. Yeah, you probably worked out it's a sort of a version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, or in our case, Who Wants to Win a Car Worth £1 Million?
That was quite a build-up. So, the way we're going to run this quiz is that each of the on-speeders, in turn, will get a chance to answer a question to win a particular car. And the cars go from cheap to expensive, and there's a big £1 million car at the end, which you'll all have to share. So I'm going to operate the quiz PowerPoint, and Sarah's going to read the questions. So, let's play Who Wants to Win a Car Worth £1 Million? Part 1, as set by David Stebbings, is entitled My First Car. And the first question is for Zog.
Okay.
Question 1.
It's for a VW Beetle.
Okay, Zog, for the
Okay.
chance to win a VW Beetle worth 100 quid. Who designed the VW Beetle? Was it A. Ferdinand Porsche, B. Enzo Ferrari, C. David Brown, or was it D. Colin Chapman?
Okay, I think we could go for some fake suspense here, but no need. I'm confident of this. I'm going with answer A, Ferdinand Porsche.
Are you sure about that?
Sarah, I'm sure that's my final answer. I don't think it was Colin Chapman, designer of the Lotus 7. I don't think it was David Brown of Aston Martin. I don't think it was Enzo Ferrari of that Italian car company. Ferdinand Porsche.
Okay, so let's just see what the answer is. And you are correct. The answer is A. Ferdinand Porsche.
Oh, good.
Well done, Zog.
First question down, guys.
There you go.
We're getting there.
So
Yeah.
you're now driving around London in what looked like a
In a Beetle.
Brazilian
Hey,
built
I-
VW Beetle.
I'm happy with the Beetle.
Can I just point out that the listeners can't see the pictures that I've put in the PowerPoint, but I just grabbed them randomly off the internet to illustrate the quiz for everybody. Don't take them as clues, is what I'm saying. To people in this room,
All right, okay.
they do not signify anything
But
except
the pictures
me.
have been perfectly good so far.
Oh, thank you,
No,
thank
yeah.
you. One down. Okay, so the next question is to win a Citroën 2CV worth £200, and the question's for Richard.
Question 2.
Okay, Richard. Why was the 2CV called the 2CV? Was it because A, it had 2 gears, B, it had 2 doors, C, it had 2 horsepower engine, or D, it was taxed as a 2 horsepower engine?
I know this. So it wasn't 2 gears because it doesn't have 2 gears. I think probably the early ones had 3, maybe 4 after that. It didn't have 2 doors because we've just been looking at a picture of it. It's got 4. It didn't have a 2 horsepower engine because I think those early ones had something incredible like 12 horsepower, maybe 17 a bit later, rippling with power. But it was taxed under the French road tax system. It was around for, and CV is cheval vapeur, isn't it? Which means steam horse.
Cheval, isn't it?
Oh, sure, was it cheval?
Which means horse.
Yeah.
Chevaux, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Cheval is plural.
it's a weird old-fashioned system, and things were on a sort of sliding scale. Wasn't there a Renault called the 6CV at one point as well, and 7CV? So yeah, it was based on the car tax category that it fell into in France at the time.
Right, are you sure about that?
Yes. I didn't just make that up, Sarah.
So you are going to go with D. It was taxed
Yeah.
as a 2 horsepower
Yes.
engine. Right, let's reveal the answers. And correct. The answer is D. It was
Woohoo.
taxed as a 2 horsepower engine. Well done, Richard.
I want to know why his de Chevaux is worth twice what my Beetle is worth.
Because it's twice as nice.
I don't think it is.
Your Beetle is very rusty. That de Chevaux
100
has
quid
been in a
Beetle.
French
It's a-
barn.
Well, it's a Concours condition
Yes.
de Chevaux.
Both of those cars are scrap because you cannot get those.
Yeah.
Money these. I wish you could. I really like a 2CV. I don't know.
Well, you've got one now. What are you talking about?
But, I mean, a real one, not a pretend one.
Well, I can tell you a bonnet for about 100.
You still got it, haven't
still
you?
got it.
In your basement.
Anyway, next question.
So, question 3 is for a car worth nominally £300. It's the Ford Anglia for Gareth.
All right. Gareth, for the chance to win a £300 Ford Anglia.
Question 3.
Which film famously featured a flying Anglia? Was it A, Cannonball Run, B, Harry Potter, C, The Blues Brothers, or D, Fast and Furious?
Right then. Well, I don't want to make a meal of this, but I'm going to try and go through this logically. Have I actually seen the Cannonball Run? I'm not sure I have. Harry Potter. I think I may have seen a bit of one Harry Potter film. I don't even know which one, but I missed the whole Harry Potter thing completely. The Blues Brothers. I've definitely seen the Blues Brothers. There are lots of American cars in that. Certainly no Anglia 105Es. Fast and Furious. Now, does Stebbins mean the new Fast and Furious films or the old one? I haven't seen the new ones. Any of them at all. I've seen the old one. Okay, listen, I'm just going to plumb for it because I'm fairly confident, even for a man who hasn't seen the Harry Potter films, that they do associate the 105E Anglia with Harry Potter, because I saw it in some programme about railway modelling recently, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to say my answer is B, one of the Harry Potter movies.
B, right. You don't want to consider another film like Fast and Furious, lots of flying cars.
I want to consider it and dispel it.
Right, you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely B.
All right, so you're very happy to go with B, Harry Potter.
Couldn't be happier.
No second thoughts. Okay, let's see what the answer is. The answer is B, Harry Potter. Well done.
Yes! Thank heavens.
So the next question is for Zog. It's for a 500 quid Austin A30.
Ooh.
Very exciting. Right. For the chance to win a 500 quid Austin A30, we're really ramping it up now. Zog, which car did the A30 replace? Was it A, the Morris Minor, B, Austin A36, C, Austin 7, or D, Austin Allegro?
Okay, think about this. Obviously not the Morris Minor. That's insane. Austin A36 or Austin A7 or Austin Allegro. Okay, that's what I thought. Well, Austin Allegro was quite a long time after the Austin A30, so I'm going to cross that one off. Austin 7, a little bit before its time, I think. Oh, how much? Ooh. Okay, I'm going Austin A36.
Are you sure you don't want to do 50-50 on this, Zog?
You could even,
Or ask the
or you
others.
could phone a friend.
I'm having a little bit of doubt between Austin 7 and Austin A36 here, because
can
that would
ask
be
the
about
others.
Should
the
we
same
open up the
time.
panel?
Do I need a little lifeline here?
It comes down
Do
to
I-
how confident are you? If you're not 100% confident, I think you should bring the others in. Because you're allowed
Okay,
to do that for free
I'm
at
going to
any
bring.
time.
I'm not 100% confident. I'm going to bring my colleagues in here.
Lads?
What do you think, guys?
This is kind of ask the audience, isn't
It
it?
is a bit ask the audience.
Well,
One ask the audience.
The Austin A30.
I think it's A36, but why would you go backwards in numbers?
Well, the car, I'm reverse engineering this, the Austin A30 was from, what, 1952?
Something like that.
Early
Yeah.
50s. He's got early 50s.
52.
Yeah.
The A7 is a 1940s,
40s, isn't it?
yeah.
Is it late? But if you're not replacing car models as often as you are now, an
Well-
early 50s car replacing a late 40s, that could be right.
Bear in mind that the Austin 7 sort of soldiered on, and then the Austin Longbridge factory was given over to plane making during the Second World War, and took a while to get back to normality, and that would have covered the development of the A30, which would have been their sort of first new post-war
Yep.
small car. So I would go Austin 7.
Austin
I
7,
would as
think.
well, yeah.
I think I'm persuaded.
I don't think there was an Austin A36.
Okay, so have we?
I think,
are you
okay,
got a change of heart
let's go
there,
Austin
Zog?
7. Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, are you
I'm
sure
going,
about
C.
the Austin 7?
I'm
C,
sure. Yeah,
Austin
no, okay.
7.
No, I'm sure it's C. Austin
okay,
7.
ooh.
Austin 7.
All right, let's do
Final
the
answer.
big reveal. Well done.
Hey.
The answer is C, the Austin 7.
We're still in the game.
Oh, well.
And we're now driving around
Thanks,
in a
guys.
Beetle, a
Thanks,
de
guys.
Chevaux, and an Austin 7. Nice.
Can I just clarify that you can bring in the other people at any point, any of you can.
Okay.
This is part of the quiz vibe here.
Okay.
It's not an RC audience, it's just, if you feel you need to, bring them in, because we want to get to that £1 million car, don't we?
We
That's
do.
Really important.
Okay.
If you drop this, the game's over. So you've got to keep going.
It's going up in
All right.
double amount, so all right.
Nice one.
Okay, so everyone's envious of Richard's potential winnings. It's an MGB worth about £1,000 now.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
want that. I'll just take the 2CV and go home, Chris. Thanks.
£1,000 MGB would break down all the
Yeah.
time, wouldn't
Right,
it?
okay. So, Richard, where was the first MGB production line? Was it A, Longbridge, B, Dagenham, C, Abingdon, or D, Coventry?
Right, so...
That was such a satisfied
No, it's not, because I think this is a trick question. The first MGB production line, as far as I know, there was only one MGB production line, and it was in Abingdon, where all MGBs were made. It's not Longbridge, that's the Austin factory, unless for some reason they were making them there, but I doubt it. It's definitely not Dagenham, because that's Ford. Coventry, well, that's usually Jag and Peugeot made cars, they were Roots back in the day, so, I mean, that's probably unlikely, but... So I assume it's Abingdon, but it's the first in the question has thrown me off, as if they started it somewhere else for some reason or other. I don't know why that would be.
Or maybe it's just still the same one, perhaps.
Well, that's what I'm a bit foxed. Can I go 50-50 and see if that throws
Yes.
it into relief?
Okay, 50-50.
Oh, well,
Is it either A, Longbridge, or is it C, Abingdon?
I can't remember there being any story about they started making MGBs at Longbridge, because why would they? That was the early 60s. Longbridge was busy making, well, A30s and A40s and things. So I just assume maybe the first that's just in there to throw me off the scent. I'll bring in the others just to see if there's anything that they could chuck in here, but
I always defer to your knowledge of the minutiae of exactly what was built when and where, but that said, yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a fairly straightforward one. They only built them in one place. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's right.
I can't help, I'm afraid. I really can't.
It's on you, Richard.
Okay, so
I'm going to say
pressure.
I'm going to say C, Abingdon. Final
Okay,
answer.
so final answer C, Abingdon.
Oh,
Well, we got there.
That was so
Yeah, it
much
was
fun
that
watching
was
you play that, because you were so
genuinely-
excited at the beginning and then you were so doubtful. And then at the end you were so relieved you were
why
right.
did you put first in there, Stebbings? First and only.
Yeah, it was like
He's wily.
genuine anxiety there.
I think you've earned that car.
We made
Yeah, just
hard-
to reiterate,
we
I
made quite
don't
hard work of the
want
last couple of questions, didn't we?
So, part 2 now. The questions are going to ramp up in difficulty. And the title of part 2 is The Family Wagon. And the first question in part 2 is for Gareth, because it's a Ford. It's a Ford Capri and it's worth £2,000. Gareth, if you can answer this question.
Who was the official Capri tuner adopted by Ford? A, Cosworth, B, Tickford, C, Shelby, or D, Mountune?
Right then,
Can
well,
I just point out that this entire question and answer is gobbledygook?
it's complete alien language. Well, these are all people who have worked on Fords over the years, not just the...
I feel like I might know the answer to this.
Really?
Well,
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. I wonder what your guess would be. Okay, I don't ever remember there being a Cosworth Capri. Cosworth were Ford's racing wing, who didn't really come into Ford road cars until I think the Sierra was probably the first one, and then the Escort. Yeah. So of the four, Cosworth, Tickford, Shelby, and Mountune.
Are these people?
They are companies. Cosworth were a company formed by two people.
So what's a tuner?
A tuner, someone who takes a car and improves it.
Big fish.
Good.
Okay, I got you.
Well, they're quite often these tuning companies. In the case of Shelby, for example, you know,
Just caught up.
Shelby was a bloke.
Yeah, Carol Shelby.
Carol Shelby.
A man with a lady's
Who,
name.
who set up a company to make fast cars.
Yeah.
Or make fastish cars even faster.
Yeah. Tickford, there was a Tickford Capri. I remember the final Capri, the 280. Was that after the Tickford Capri? Tickford were part of Aston Martin, weren't they? Shelby, he was an American, and whilst the Capri did sell in America, I think they sold it as the Mercury Capri for a while, as well as the Ford Capri. I'm pretty certain it wasn't Shelby. Mountune, I'm confusing them with a Canadian firm. What are they called? The
Mounties.
Mounties. Yes. Okay. I'm going to eliminate Cosworth.
did you want to do 50-50?
I think I'm going to save that for a little bit later on. Yeah.
Go with your gut. What
I'm going
does
to go
your
with
gut
my gut.
tell you?
My gut says Tickford, but there were others as well. What was the name of that place in Essex who did some Fords as well? No, my answer. I'm going to go with Tickford B.
Okay, final answer B, Tickford. See what they
that's good.
say. Well done. The
Answer was
answer is
Tickford.
B,
Phew, I was
Tickford.
doubting myself for a moment there. Oh, thank you. The relief is enormous.
No,
Yeah, it's all part of
when
the
those four came out,
gaming
I thought
experience.
Tickford looked right, but I wasn't 100%.
Oh, check out this car.
Well
So
done.
I've just seen the next car.
The next
Very
car
nice.
Hey,
is Zog's car, or
Zog,
potentially.
Do you want to swap it for an MGB?
no, I like MGBs, but I want this more.
Tell us what this is.
It's a BMW 2002 T.
That's actually better. Traditionally, it's TII, but T is better. And that's what we're calling it from now on.
And we've got a very nice looking red example there in the picture, beautifully
Right,
restored.
yes, very good find there with that picture.
Question 7.
The The M10 engine block used in the 2002 T or TII was used as the basis of a motorsport engine in which of the following cars? A. The McLaren F1 GTR Le Mans winner. B. Brabham F1 Turbo, a Grand Prix race winner. C. Formula BMW, winner of 100% of the races. Or D. BMW E3 Daytona 24-hour winner. So we've got A. McLaren F1 GTR, B. the Brabham F1 Turbo, C. Formula BMW, or D. BMW E3.
Okay.
Some tough choices there.
Well, I've got to have a bit of a think about this. Okay, so there are no red herrings here. These are all potential answers, all bona fide BMW blocks, as far as I recall. I think it's B. I think it's the Brabham F1 Turbo, which was famously based on a BMW block. The thing is, though, engine blocks tend to have a very, very long life. You think of an engine that was installed in a road car at first in the 1960s, and this same block can be the basis of engines 30 years later. So let's be a little cautious here, but I think it's the Brabham F1 Turbo, and I think they had quite an interesting way of preparing the engine blocks.
Yes, I know what you're going to
before they
say.
put them in the cars.
Yeah.
Leave them outside.
They left them outside, and if anybody happened to
Need to urinate on them.
have a wee, and they
Yeah.
happened to wee on the engine block, that was fine.
Yeah,
So I'm told.
yeah, I've heard that same story.
Final answer, B.
You sure you don't want to check with the others before you go ahead with that?
Well, I'm checking with the others, and do we agree with that?
We agree.
Well, the
Or any
F1's a
de-
V12 for a start. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
looking for
exactly.
a four-cylinder here, so yeah, I'm going.
Formula BMW engines were
Is-
4 cylinders.
Right,
The
the BMW E3 was a whole other...
I mean, a 6, not an 8, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
It could be D.
Yeah, I don't know anything about D really, but no, I'm sure I'm
Okay.
99%
B,
sure it's
Brabham
B,
F1
Brabham
Turbo.
F1 Turbo. Final answer.
Okay,
Come on,
feeling
give us
confident.
the good news.
Let's have a look. And the answer is B. Brabham F1 Turbo, a Grand Prix race winner.
And you've won that
There you
car.
go.
Wow.
Fantastic.
No, we've won the 2002
T.
So, this next car is a question for Gareth.
Oh.
It is a Saab 900i, and it's worth about $8,000. And why did I put your name next to that car, Gareth?
Because that's almost exactly the car I had when we first got together.
Yes.
It was a 900i, almost in that colours. Different wheels, though. I had the mini lights on it, which
Sorry,
looked
I'll go back on
great.
Google Images.
Honestly, I should never have sold that car. God,
it
that was
red
a
as
great.
well?
It was maroon. It was close to that. Yeah,
But
burgundy actually.
Don't worry, you're going to win it again, hopefully.
I'm happy. I want this. £8,000 for that. Must be in good nick.
Yeah, I can't work out it's worth more than my BMW, but you know.
Okay.
Here's your question.
Launched in 1978, the 900i had the belts on which side or end of the engine, described as sitting in the car?
Wowzer.
Yes. Was it A, front, B, left, C, right, or D, rear?
Crikey. Well, I have to say this. I don't ever remember lifting the bonnet and having to do anything to that car. It was as reliable as a Saab. Let me see how I could work this out. Now, if I remember, that block in that car was based on an old rejected Triumph block. And it was longitudinal, so it's either going to be at the front or the back, because you wouldn't have belts on the side in a longitudinal 4. So it's either going to be front or rear. Gosh. I'm trying to picture looking under the bonnet now, and I have to say...
You've got some options. You could go
could.
50-50, phone a friend. You could
Yeah.
ask the other guys
Yeah.
if they've ever been under the bonnet of a Saab 900i.
I could actually phone Colin Ward, because Colin used to own a 900 Turbo, which is closely related. And he might remember whether the belt was at the front or the back. Should we try that?
I reckon it's the back, because basically in a Saab 900, everything is somewhere other than
true
where you
enough.
expect it to be.
The key is
So
on
you
the
open
floor.
up- Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know,
key
I'm
really on
running
the
a bit,
floor.
you can expect to see the belt at the back of the engine.
And I'll tell you, I think it's at the back, only based on the fact that it's a better protected place in a harsh Swedish winter.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
good.
Save it from perishing and all.
But that's a
good.
guess.
Yeah.
That's a pure guess.
Well, yeah, because
That's
Volvo,
actually
who are good at winterising their
quite
cars,
clever.
don't have... Well, at least the Volvo I had didn't have belts at the back. But, I don't know.
So lots of good reasons why it might be at the back. But do you want to go with this hunch or informed idea, or do you want to be more certain before you give us that as your final answer?
Well, I have a horrible feeling that if we go 50-50, the only option it's going to give us is front or rear, which won't make it any easier. I know it wasn't at the side because it wasn't a transverse installation. I am going to save that 50-50 for later on, for when we really need it for an amazing big car. I'm fairly confident that we are a rational group of sad car sickos. I'm going to say it was
Enthusiasts.
D. It was on the rear.
Okay, so we're going to go with D. Let's take a look. And the answer is rear.
Butterflies in the stomach here. Wow.
And you know what? This is what they do on the actual show. They really work you up.
Yeah,
You're
I
in the
bet.
audience, you're just sweating bullets.
I am. I'm sweating like Prince Andrew, I am. I'm telling you.
Anybody watch that?
No. Don't care.
Next car to be won is a Rover 800 Vitesse worth £16,000.
Why? Is
and
it
it's
made
for
of gold?
Richard.
It's no 800 Vitesse worth 16,000.
It was owned by one of the Hatton Garden robbers.
It's got a Fabergé egg jammed in the sunroof.
And it's only got 10 miles on the clock.
Even then, come on.
Okay, so this is an interesting way to say question. In England, 9 Z's.
Or as we say in German, in England, nennen Sie es.
Ah, right. In England,
So this is this complete the phrase, I'm guessing.
It
yes.
is.
A. Schnellback. B. Liftback. C. Fastback. D. Scheisseback. I can't say it.
Oh, that's funny.
I know this
I do too.
because there was an advert in the late 80s for the Rover 800 Vitesse that was in German.
In
It was
Munich?
a really good advert in Munich, yeah.
In England,
The-
nennen.
And the payoff was British architect. And weirdly, I used to work with and am still mates with the son of the man who wrote that advert.
Wow.
And he said, oh yeah, when I was a kid, we always used to have loads of Rovers and Montegos and things. You know that Montego advert? Do you remember with the guy doing stunt driving in the car park on two wheels and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Swift, yeah.
One of the Swifts, wasn't it?
Yeah, and my friend Kit, his dad wrote that as well. His initials are the name of the company in the advert. It was an in-joke. So anyway, I digress.
Little did you know back when you were
I know, and
hanging
then-
out with him that you would get to win a £16,000 gold-plated
apparently
Vitesse,
so.
apparently.
So, yeah, one of the lines in the advert is this. In England, they call it A, and it's the name of the car. And it's not Schnellback. Schnell is German for slow, isn't it? That'd be a silly name.
Schnell...
Mach schnell,
fast.
quick.
Is it fast? I beg your pardon.
The-
It isn't it?
The full phrase is schnell. In England, wir nennen es. So it
Schnell. Fast.
could
Okay,
be
right.
Schnellback, maybe?
Beg your pardon. What's slow then? Why am I going... Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Lauf. No.
Slow is langsam, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know.
I think it is.
It's missed the trick here. There's not fartback as well. It should be a German word, maybe. It's not liftback, because Toyota used to use that. It's not a Rover thing. And it's not scheisseback, because that means back. So I did a year of German at school, and I can certainly remember what scheisse means. So it's C, fastback, which is the name of that car. The hatchback Rover 800 was called the fastback.
And that's the final answer?
C, fastback, final answer.
Not Schnellback.
Not Schnellback.
Schnellback.
Not Scheisseback.
Scheisse. Okay, so let's take a look. And the answer is C. Fastback. Well done. Excellent work.
Do you want that car, Richard?
I kind of do.
Of course you do.
So the full translation of that phrase is fast. In England, we call it fastback.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember the advert. We can all see it. It's on YouTube now, I'm sure.
It is.
So
I've
you've got
watched it
that.
several times.
You've got that very overpriced car. Now the next question is also for Richard.
Oh.
So Richard now gets to win. And just aside to listeners, the reason that Richard gets 2 questions in a row is because these questions don't exactly go in order. So each round they get 1 each, but this is the car that has been selected for Richard to win. It is a Honda Civic Type R, worth 32 grand.
Okay, so these cars are getting very expensive. Honda released a special edition 30th anniversary Civic Type R. Which colours was it available in? A. Nighthawk Black. B. Milan Red. C. Satin Silver. Or D. All of the above.
Oh my god! Wow, that's weird because I
Nighthawk
thought
Black.
I thought it would have been in white. Japanese racing white.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I think Honda have done special editions in that colour before, and they call it Championship White. So, Nighthawk Black. And Red Satin Silver. I mean, it all sounds plausible.
I guess that's the trick in writing good quiz answers.
Or all of the above.
I've got no idea here. Absolutely.
Do you know what?
That's when you have no idea.
Phone a friend.
I'm going to phone Alex Goy.
Is he a Honda man? Does he know Hondas?
He likes fast hatchbacks. I think he's.
I don't.
I remember they were very popular little fast hatchback.
Oh, yeah,
Honda Civic. And they hold their value, don't they?
Yeah, they're good.
Hello.
Alex, hello mate, it's Richard.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm all right. Well, I'm the world's most hungover man, but you know.
It is a Sunday.
For the first time this week.
I was going to say, it's not the hangover from us going for a drink on Wednesday, is it? Because in which case, I don't know what you were drinking. Anyway, we digress. We're playing a sort of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire kind of thing with car questions on the podcast, and I've just made you my phone a friend because I'm stuck on something.
I'm not sure which Last Crusade night saying I can apply to this. You've either chosen wisely or very, very poorly.
My head's about to melt. Okay, so I'm going to read you the question, and then I'll give you the 4 answers. Honda released a special edition 30th anniversary Civic Type R. Which colours was it available in? A. Nighthawk Black, B. Milan Red, C. Satin Silver, or D. All of the above?
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Incredibly in-depth and what?
I know.
So a 30th anniversary Civic Type R.
Yeah.
Could you have it in black, red, silver, or all of the above?
Yeah. Do you remember this one? Because I sort of vaguely remember it happening, but I could have sworn it was white, and obviously that's not one of the options.
When was it?
Well, 30th anniversary of Type R, I guess, which...
90s?
2003?
Oh, really? More recent than
okay.
2003.
So, I suppose because there was sort of JDM shiz going on before we ever... Anyway, yeah.
Do you know the answer off the top of your head, Alex?
No, and there isn't an internet near me, so I can't
Cheat!
I can't
You
help
can't
that way.
cheat.
I can't
Alex,
cheat.
just
Frankly,
to let you know
I was counting you to cheat in the background without having to be
We
put.
could have heard the tapping.
But thank you for having the initiative to realise that that's what you should be doing.
Yes, I can't. There isn't an internet nearby.
And just to let you know the pressure, what's at stake.
Yeah.
Richard is due to win a £32,000 Honda Civic Type R in our heads.
Which is not at all imaginary.
That's an imaginary car. Okay, so if I get this right, Richard could be driving around in a shiny, imaginary £32,000 Honda Civic Type R
But don't-
in black, red, or silver.
Or all of the above, like a
Or all
Polo
of the above,
Harlequin.
like a-
Don't feel too
yeah.
bad though, mate, because if I don't get this, then I drop back down to my previous car, which was a Rover 800 Vitesse, and I'm not actually that sad about that. So
I think you'd probably prefer that.
I kind of
wouldn't you?
would, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you do get this wrong, then you won't be on your way to a 1 million quid.
Oh yeah, there's a prize of
car.
£1 million car.
So you have to sort of get everything
imagine
right
it.
as you go along.
All right, Alex,
Oh.
thank you for the help that you haven't actually been,
I
but
would say I'd probably go for D, all of the above.
that's my
or
suspicion
red.
too. Yeah. Oh, don't go.
No, don't complicate it.
Because red is like the Type R colour, isn't it?
Oh shoot, that's true.
Because the R's red, and like
yes.
all of the cars have been launched in
Yes.
red, and that Type R in 2003 was that one that looks like a Naffal shoe, doesn't it? Not the futuristic one, but the one before that.
Yes, but hang on. Now you're saying that, I always imagine those in my head. They're always black.
Yeah, I'd see black ones.
You actually have helped. I think it might be black.
Yeah.
But what if it's all the above? All the above.
Wrong
is-
thing. Excellent. I
All
can
right.
help.
Thanks, Alex. You have kind of helped.
Alex, what another thing from all of us here on Speed, Merry Slademas.
Merry Slademas to you all as well.
Merry Slademas.
Thanks, Alex. Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Wow, that's made it harder, but I'm with you. I see black ones in my head. I see all that model Civic in black, but was the Type R in black?
Tough call.
Is this a
Very tough call.
50-50 thing?
You can go 50-50.
Let's go 50-50. Oh, black or all of the above?
Which are exactly the two answers we were trying to choose between.
Well, red was in the mix, I think.
A little bit. Black was ahead, though, I think.
They wouldn't have done limited editions in all the colours. You could have like limited editions are in like 1 or 2 colours, aren't they, Richard? That's the logic, surely.
Yeah,
What's the
a lot
other
of the time, I guess.
Yeah.
All right,
I
screw
think
it.
you should
We'll
go
go
black.
with
Go
A,
black.
Nighthawk
Yeah.
Black.
Are you sure
Are you
about
sure
that?
that's
No.
your final answer?
No and yes in that order.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
it's your final answer?
All right, I'm sure it's my final answer. I'm just not sure it's the right answer.
You do realise that you stand to lose everything.
I know.
Let's just hear these clear reasons. On what basis are you going for Nighthawk Black?
Because Alex has reminded me which era of Civic Type R that was. I think they always seem to be black for some reason. I don't even think they did that era in
So
white.
why were you talking about white at the beginning?
Because a lot of the time Honda do white, Japanese, white is Japanese racing colour. White
Usually
racing
they
green
just
as well.
bring out a car in any colour.
But a limited edition is usually 1 or 2 colours at the most, and if it's down to 1 colour, it's got to be black.
Yeah, black. Final answer.
Are you sure it's your final answer?
Yes, I am sure now.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure!
Let's get an
Let's
advert.
find out after the advert.
Oh!
Struggling to find the perfect Christmas present this year? We've got just the thing. The Ferrari Fuel Metering Device Power Boost.
The Ferrari Fuel Metering Device Power Boost.
This device fits in moments and boosts power to your F1 engine just when you need it. Qualifying? Get pole. The race? Guaranteed podium finishes. And best of all, it's completely legal. The Ferrari Power Unit Fuel Metering Device Power Boost.
The Ferrari Fuel Metering Device Power Boost.
Warning, may not be completely legal and will result in disqualification from the championship.
Sniff Petrol with Gareth Jones on speed!
You're listening to Gareth Jones on Speed, the Slademas edition, and we're playing Christmas party games. In fact, we're playing Who Wants to Win a Car Worth £1 Million? Your quiz masters are Sarah Leach and Violet Berlin.
When we left you, we were paused on the answer to win a car for the grand total of £32,000, a Honda Civic Type R, and Richard was deciding whether the 30th anniversary Civic Type R was available in either A, Nighthawk Black, or D, all of the above. And you were going to go with A, Nighthawk Black.
Okay, is that still your answer, Richard?
I've just remembered something. In or around 2003, Top Gear magazine had a Civic Type R long-termer, which might have been one of these 30th anniversary ones. And I think it was silver. And I actually drove it. I can't remember if it was a special edition, but I feel like it was. I think it had sort of like grey wheels and stuff.
You've had a memory jog.
So I'm going to go D, all of the above.
Okay, so
Are you sure?
Oh, don't start this again.
Now, are you really
Yes.
sure?
Well, no, I'm not sure, but I'm just having this. I'm having
Okay.
like flickers of memory now, like a person in a care home.
Like
Right.
an epiphany of...
And
Epiphany
Tom and
of
Gareth, you
sporty
realise
Hondas.
that this whole thing will end if this is wrong. Are you backing him up on this, all of you?
I'm going to have nothing to do with this answer because I don't know.
I'm really not confident. I'm struggling here. I know people who've driven black Honda Civics from that period, but were they Type Rs? No. Were they limited edition? No. I'm going to go with Richard's flawed memory on cars.
Okay, so we're going to go with D, all of the above.
Whoa!
I mean, I've just wiped the sweat off my brow.
And the answer was D, all of the above, as you might have realised from that big cheer.
Wow.
So, well done, guys. We've made it 2/3 of the way through the quiz.
Wow.
We've made it to the lottery win, part 3. And the next car is for Gareth. It's a BMW M3. It's potentially worth 64 grand. And this is the question.
The original E30 M3 was a runaway success on the track, winning the 1987 World Touring Car Championship. How many national championships did it win? A, 1, B, 9, C, 17, or D, 25?
Wowzer. Can we have the question again, please?
Right, back to the question.
Original M3, the E30 M3, runaway success 87 World Touring Car Championship. I have to admit, I have no knowledge whatsoever of World Touring Cars in 87. In fact, I have very little knowledge of World Touring Cars in most years.
Wait, but the question is, it won the World Touring Car Championship, but how many national championships did it win? So that's like, did it win the BTCC? Did it win DTM?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did it win the Italian Touring Car? I mean, I think... Sorry, I was just going to...
Please help, Richard.
Because I don't think it won the BTCC, because I think the Sierra Cosworth was around, and that was absolutely all-conquering. Or did it, though? Wait a minute, with...
87.
Steve Soapy...
Hang on, did we have the Sierra Cosworth in 87? Because we had the XR4 in 87, didn't we?
How many championships are there in
touring cars?
What's the top it could be?
Well,
this is the thing.
It's impossible to know because there's loads of different countries. I mean, it's like there might be a Malaysian touring championship.
I would doubt it's as high as 25 because I'm not sure that there are 25 national touring car championships.
But isn't it over
on the planet?
Well, the question's not clear, isn't it? Like, is it just mean in 87 or does it mean like?
I think it must be. I think it must be in 87 because it's talking about that year, one in that year. I think it's implied that it's in that year. Let's assume that it's in that year. Yeah?
All right. Oh, that changes it then because it could have been one.
Yeah, well, it could be. You could.
I would have said it wouldn't be one because I think it was a very successful racing car.
Yeah. 9 sounds better than 17 or 25.
I'm thinking like career wins rather than 87, which...
See, I'm thinking in 87. I think it could have won 9 in 87.
I still don't actually understand the question. Seriously.
That's a lot. There's a lot of countries now. Do you think there's 9 countries that have touring car championships?
Well, I know of there's Sweden, there's France, there's Germany, DTM, there's UK.
Italy, that car was very successful in Italy.
I was going to say, yeah. Italy, Spain...
don't know. Spanish. There would be a Spanish touring cars championship of some kind. Yeah.
Would there be Danish, Norwegian touring car championships?
Feels like we don't know.
We don't know much about.
I think he's leading us somewhere with the question, ultra listener David Stebbings.
Maybe it's a trick question.
I think it could be one. Yeah. I'm going to plumb for the one just because I'm desperate.
Sorry, one?
Yeah.
Well, because
I think the way the question's set up.
That is a trick question.
Do you, quiz masters, have any insight into whether it does mean 97?
Insight?
Like, does it mean 87 or does it mean over its...
No, I have no idea. I mean, I could message him and try and find out. Or you could just go 50-50.
I mean, it could be something like, before GT, after that same car won several over the next couple of years.
I think we're going to have to go 50-50 and gamble it down, aren't we?
Yeah, and then you could phone a friend if you weren't sure.
Let's go 50-50.
Well, I know someone who would know.
50-50 is B9 or C17 are being offered up.
I think 17's too high because we would struggle to find that number of national championships. If it was in 1 year, 9 would be a reasonable number. But if we're talking about the car winning in other years as well, which could be, this slightly ambiguous question is intimating, it could be something as massive as 17. At this stage, I'm feeling bold. I'm going to gamble on C as the answer. 17. The original M3 E30 won 17 national touring car championships in total, which could include 3 UK ones in a row or 3 Spanish or Swedish ones. You know what I mean? Different years.
Well, yeah, because that car was in play until... Jeez, I bet they kept using it even when it was replaced in showrooms.
It had a fairly decent
I think that's still
racing life after.
Because there wasn't a new M3 until 94, 95. So
yeah,
it had a sort of 6-7 year life.
So it's around a long time. And they did evolve it to the Evo 3, didn't they? It was around a long time. Yeah, let's say 17. That's my answer. Is it C, 17?
Okay, let's take a look. C, 17.
Oh, yes!
Okay, that's the answer.
Wow.
I'm tempted to look that car up and really have a good...
that's incredible. That's quite an achievement. It must have been the successive years. Yeah, I think. Yeah, wow.
That was a good gamble.
A little note for Dave Stebbings in future, because I do some work on The Real Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I've noticed, although Jeremy Clarkson doesn't know the answer until it's revealed by the computer, that's absolutely legit, and they're very, very scrupulous about how the quiz is run properly.
Double-blinded.
But once the thing comes up, he then, on his screen, gets a little bit of extra information that he can impart. So if you watch that show, he'll go, yes, it was in fact Cuba. And in fact, Fidel Castro, and he'll just go into a little thing about
we need more info
and
at the
end. It makes him look really clever, as did Chris Tarrant before him, but it's actually just
David Stebbings, please make us look cleverer.
Extra information, please.
We're looking stupid here, David. Help us out.
Give me the little research.
Right, the next car is a car for Zog to win.
Smart looking car.
Of course, David Stebbings told me on pain of death that all the Porsche questions had to go to Zog, and this is for a Porsche Taycan Turban S.
Turban?
The Indian, the Sikh specials.
Turbo!
Well, you can drive a Turban. I'll drive a Porsche.
It's worth
Turbo.
125 grand, and the question is...
What's the official power output of the top of the range Taycan?
Ooh.
Which they call the turbo, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the turbo. And yes, I do slightly object to the use of the word turbo in that context because there's no turbo on it.
Okay, so we're looking at, is it A, 351 horsepower, B, 551 horsepower, C, 751 horsepower, or D, 951 horsepower?
Now, I think it's 551, but I'm not quite sure. I'm going to consult my colleagues here because I can't remember the figures. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty quick. I don't think it's 951 horsepower.
No.
Powerful.
Because they would have pushed
ridiculous.
it up to 1,000 if it was and gone racing with it.
That's hypercar territory.
Yeah.
That's not quick sports car territory. This is quick sports car.
Yeah.
751 or 551?
Well, that's an interesting question, isn't it?
I think probably 551 because that seems
I think
more in the correct ballpark for... You think it's
I think it's 750.
Because it's very heavy, isn't it?
Oh, it is, you're right.
Because
so to overcome that, yeah, that's true.
It's
got a lot of...
level pegging as the most powerful Porsche of recent times, I think, alongside the GT2 RS. The GT2 RS is about 7 something.
You're right,
Or
actually,
is it
yeah.
6 something? Wait, is it 6 something? Oh, now I'm getting all...
Yeah, but with the weight of the batteries
It's
and the
absurdly
performance that
powerful.
it is achieving with that.
GT2 RS might be
I think
6
you're right,
times,
yeah.
isn't it?
751. We don't need 50-50, do we?
Save it for the big one.
Yeah.
We want to win that
Well, I
million
thought
pound
we
car.
were just ploughing through the 50-50s
Yeah,
anyway.
come on.
We're not playing proper millionaire rules, are we?
All right, let's
Okay,
have,
we're going
let's have
C,
a look at-
751.
Are you going to go C, 751?
Yeah, we're gonna go C.
All right,
Are you
feeling
sure
confident.
you don't want to go 50-50 now?
No, I think we're confident.
Are you
Okay.
certain?
Okay, let's take a look. And the answer is C, 751.
Nice one, boys. Nailed it. Well done.
Team.
You did
Nice
nail
one.
it. Very
So you
good.
won that car, Zog?
Nice.
I'm pretty happy with that. But I'm
Okay.
happy with everything about that,
Yeah.
apart from the turbo in the name.
Just debadge it.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
So now we're going to step it up a notch because we're on the home straight. And you've all had questions each and won your own car, but now we've moved into carpool mode. Anyone can answer this question. You have to answer it together. The car is the Lamborghini Aventador, and it's worth £250,000 in this game. So here is the question.
In which Italian metro area are Lamborghini based? Is it A, Bologna, B, Milan, C, Naples, or D, Rome?
Well, they're made in Santa Agata, aren't they?
Yes, good. Well done. Well done.
But where is Santa Agata? In which province? I don't think it's Bologna because they're too busy making sauces for spaghetti there. Bolognese. I don't think it's Napoli because they're too busy making pizza.
I don't think it's Rome, because they're too busy making Romans.
Yeah,
Milan's too far north, I think.
that's where the industrial
Hang on,
heartland is.
that means
in
we,
Italy.
but all the
that means
supercar
we've
people are
run
further
out.
down.
That means we've ruled all of them out.
But Ferrari are in the north. Ferrari.
It's not really. It's quite far down if you look at the map of Italy.
Really?
It's not north. If you think Milan and Turin are right at the top,
Yeah.
they're much further down.
Maranello is a bit further south than Milan, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never been to Maranello.
So I don't think it's Milan. It's not Naples because Naples is too far south.
I think so. Could it be Bologna? Does this mean we're heading back towards
Rome is a
Bologna?
bit too far south as
Yeah,
well.
I don't think it's Rome. I think.
I think
Okay,
it's
we're
Bologna.
eliminating Rome.
Yeah,
We're eliminating
Naples.
Do we think Milan is too far north?
I think so, but I mean I don't know how big their administrative areas are.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's too far north.
I think it's Bologna, but maybe it's Milan. So my vote is A with a tiny bit of B thrown in.
How about a
still-
50-50? Go for a 50-50. Come on, it's like it's near the
It's
end
Christmas.
now.
It's Slademus, yes. Come on, 50-50. I'm going to say Milan, even on
Let's-
50-50.
Ready for the
Let's
50-50?
let
Yeah, 50-50.
Let's have 50-50. Come
Sarah,
on.
please read out 50-50.
Okay, so A, Bologna, or B, Milan? Well, we're not getting any closer, are we?
Richard,
Thanks a lot,
I
50-50.
I'm going to apply some guesswork to this, but I
How are we
reckon
going to figure this out?
the industrial heartland of northern Italy reaches a bit further north, a bit further south.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's the whole thing. Those supercar makers, weirdly, are in
part of the bigger.
rural areas. That's what made them so
Yeah.
anomalous, is they
Yeah.
weren't in that big industrial belt across
Because
the south.
Lamborghini were tractor makers, weren't they? Suggesting
were,
that they were in
yeah.
farmland.
Absolutely.
Just think about factories of people making them. What are they eating? Are they eating Milanese?
Chicken Milanese.
Thank you.
Or
are
are they eating spaghetti bolognese?
Ah.
Santa Agata, is it in Bologna province or Milan?
I mean,
You
I've
three
just
should
got
vote
a
between
feeling.
you,
I've got a
maybe.
feeling it's Bologna. I don't know if I've just
right.
at some point
Okay,
heard
I'm-
that maybe something going
What
to
does
do
your
there,
gut say?
or whether that's just a wild guess. Bologna. Come on. Hey, what do you say?
I'm saying Bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going A. We're going A.
Gonna
We're
go with A.
We're committing to A for at least the next 5 seconds.
So,
Okay.
Oh, no.
if it's
She's gonna do it
really
again.
your final answer,
Yes. Reveal the final answer.
Come
Go on.
on. Come on.
it is.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Molto bene.
And if you're listening at home and screaming the answer to
Ciao,
us because
bella.
you know, grazie mille.
Okay, we're very close to the end now. This is the second to last
Oh.
prize car. It's a Ferrari Enzo. It's worth £500,000, and this question is open to all.
What is the name of Ferrari's track day car based on the Enzo? Is it A, FFX, B, SFX, C, FXX, or D, XFF?
I know the answer. I know the answer. I know the answer. I know the
It's A,
answer.
isn't it?
It's C.
See.
Yeah, FXX. FXX.
Right, that's a
Without any
unanimous
doubt
vote.
whatsoever. Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want
I'm
to do
certain.
50-50?
All right,
I can
Don't
see
think-
it.
don't
This is
think
one of those
so.
cars that you're not even allowed to take home. You
Yeah,
can
yeah, you
only
gotta-
visit at the track.
You arranged
Okay.
to meet
Yeah.
it at the track.
Yeah.
All right, I
To
feel
be
like
clear, how many Fs?
FXX, one
Yes.
F,
2 X's.
two X's. Okay, so let's take a look. And you are correct.
Yes!
So-
Wow. You
Yep.
know what this means? We're actually
We're-
playing for the car worth £1,000,000. We've got
are
all the
now
way.
playing for
look.
Check out
the
that
McLaren
car.
F1, worth £1,000,000. It's open to all. You've got quite a
Bad news for
carpool
McLaren
going.
F1.
I think I- you know what?
That's a bargain.
I might update my Christmas wish list.
Yeah,
You want this
Should I
now, don't you?
McLaren F1
We
there?
all want this.
Can't go wrong with
I
one
don't
of those.
think. I think I'd enjoy the McLaren F1.
Okay.
Dave Stebbings, your copy of Glass's guide is horribly out of date, and someone has cruelly amended the Rover 800 page with inflated numbers, but otherwise this quiz has been great.
Are you ready? So here's the
Come
question.
on.
Don't forget, you've still got to phone a friend because this is important. This is the one to get. You've been working towards it. Here's the question.
Who currently holds the record for the fastest average speed for a production car around a UK circuit, set in a McLaren F1? Is it A, Andy Wallace, B, Tiff Needell, C, Perry McCarthy, D, Jonathan Palmer?
Well,
Ah.
I've got logic
It's
for
funny,
this.
A name popped into my head before those four came up, and the name that was in my head wasn't one of those four. But I've got an idea. It might be Tiffany Dell.
I think if it was Tiffany Dell, we'd never stop hearing about it.
But I think wasn't
Well,
he?
it was a long time ago.
Yeah, and wasn't he part of
And
their
I worked
racing
on-
effort at the time? Or
No, but we did it for Top Gear, old Top Gear on the telly,
right?
and we were lent a McLaren F1 to go to Millbrook, which is technically a circuit, but it's a high-speed bowl, and he went
Set.
round really, really
That-
fast.
Is it
in the
225, was it, the speed?
Oh God, I can't remember. Because I was a researcher on the show, and that wasn't one of the items I was assigned to. So I remember when we did it, and it was a great success. And I think it was for children in need or something. There was an extra bit to it, and I can't remember why and what that would raise money doing. But I don't know. Send us a £5 or Tiff might crash off and die. It was weird, but anyway, we did it. But the thing is that's troubling me is I don't know if anybody has usurped Tiff's record in an F1. Andy Wallace,
He goes pretty quick,
he
doesn't
goes
he?
pretty quickly.
Yeah, because that was the other name on there that I thought it could be. But given that when I saw those names before you brought up the Top Gear thing, I thought it's Tiffany Dell. And given that you know that Tiff Needell set a record when you had it for Top Gear. Tiff Needell's sounding like a favourite, I think.
Jonathan Palmer was test driver for the McLaren F1. In its early days, he used to go and show the car to potential buyers, but I think that's a red herring. I don't think he ever set the record, although he is associated with the F1. Perry McCarthy, ex-Stig, fast driver, don't think he's ever had his mitts on an F1 in that sort of situation. So for me, it would be between Tiff Needell and Andy Wallace has done something that we've just all not heard of or forgotten of.
Yeah.
So
My instinct when I saw those names was that it was Andy Wallace. I don't know why, but I've got, one of those sort of neural association things that happen. As soon as I saw his name in relating to the F1, it was that name which came to me.
the question, is it a UK circuit? Yes, okay.
Fastest average speed for a production car around a UK circuit.
Andy Wallace has recently been doing stuff with Bugatti Chiron at Erelesane, the VW test track. He's set some high speeds there, but that's not in the UK.
No.
So let's put that out of our minds. That might be why Andy Wallace isn't there to
Let's go
befuddle
to.
us.
I think it's something. Yeah.
So you're going to go for Tiff Needell without even bothering of a 50-50 or a phone a friend?
All right, mate.
Hey, I'm feeling reckless.
You've been
I'm
paid by the
feeling
50-50 people. You're very keen on pushing the 50-50s here, Barry.
Well, I made the 50-50s on the
Oh, I see.
PowerPoint.
Okay. Yes, we'll see your homework
Well,
on 50.
let's be clear, boys. In our opinion, we're eliminating Perry McCarthy and Jonathan Palmer, aren't we?
Yes.
It's between Tiff and Andy Wallace, but let's see what the 50-50 does. It may help us.
Okay, Sarah, get ready to read the 50-50.
Oh.
50-50. Is it A, Andy Wallace, or B, Tiff Needell?
Not bad 50-50 guessing for someone who knows nothing about it,
Well
right?
done. Well done.
Couldn't have done better.
Can we go 50-50 on these two? Does it
I
work
think
like that?
you should phone a friend because you need to be certain about this. Have we got any more friends of the show we could call up?
Scott Brownlee, would he know this sort of thing? Would Johnny know?
No.
Johnny
I
Smith,
think I'm
would he know?
McLaren man.
You don't have Tiff Needell's number, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, Tiff Needell, ask
Phone Tiff! Phone Tiff! Phone Tiff!
Oh,
It's
a bit late.
10:30 at night. I'm not phoning Tim.
no.
I was going to say I could ring Alex Riley, who's the researcher who organised the Millbrook thing, but he's got small children. I'm not ringing him at 10:30 on Sunday night.
Oh, okay. It's a bit late. We should have stopped earlier.
Who do we know McLaren connected who might be able to
Has
help
Johnny got
us?
small children? Would he?
Yeah, Johnny's got small children.
Who could we phone? Is there a journalist who's likely to know who's going to be awake who hasn't got small children?
I know. Call Patrick Head.
No, we're not doing that game.
I try my best.
Call
I mean, it
Ron
was a good
Dennis.
idea.
I still think it's Tiff.
I still think it's Tiff. We don't need to call a
I
friend.
mean, well, look, this is for the
Okay,
1
well,
million
okay,
car.
this is
This
the
is a
1 million.
chance
Hey,
to win.
if we screw up, we screw up. I
If
think
you've got some other cars,
I mean, you've
haven't
come
you?
all the way to the end of the quiz. I mean, you're at this
Could
point.
we
so
possibly
let's
be
just-
wrong?
Yes.
Yes, we could.
Andy Wallace
Yeah,
or
we could.
Tiff Needell?
So for the final question, the final answer, is it Andy Wallace or Tiff Needell?
By the
Please.
way, Violet and Sarah, you know that in the latest iteration of Millionaire with Jeremy Clarkson, there's actually a fourth lifeline, which is Ask the Host.
Oh,
Oh,
So
my
we
goodness.
could invoke that and ask
we don't know. Because David Stebbings
Funny,
didn't-
neither does Jeremy.
Yeah, I know. What does Jeremy do on those occasions? Is that when he gets the line that flashes up at the bottom? With a
But he
bit of
gets
research?
nothing, and that's why he never knows the answer.
Oh, right.
Go on then, tell
on.
us the answer to the
Reveal the
question.
answer.
Who
Oh, no, wait,
holds-
you didn't tell us a choice.
Okay, our choice. We are saying it's Tiff Needell, although I
Okay.
believe it's
Yeah.
Andy Wallace.
Oh,
No, you don't.
you keep putting yourself back on the fence.
No, it's Tiff Needell. Come on.
Okay,
Someone-
Tiff Needell.
we agree?
Okay, let's
We
go.
agree.
Right, so
Very good.
I just want to make it clear that you've got lots of lovely cars you've won tonight, so it doesn't really matter.
Is
if
everybody
this
happy
wrong.
with their garage so far?
Yeah, pretty happy. I've got that lovely BMW. Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Okay.
Show us the
So,
answer.
Final answer, it is...
Tiff Needell! Oh, well played. Well played. Wow. Congratulations.
Go on,
And thank you, Dave. Thank you,
Park
Stebbings.
that.
That was a cracking quiz.
McLaren F1 in the garage.
We won a car worth £1 million.
Gareth Jones on speed.
That's it. We've approached the end of the Slademas episode of Gareth Jones on Speed. Our last episode for this series. Sorry, Richard. Yeah, one thing remains before we go, which is something we like to do every year, and that is give each other virtual Christmas presents. It's kind of academic because we've all just won a fantastic £1 million car at the moment, which we have to argue
we're
over.
going to fight over who gets to drive it.
Yeah.
So we need.
So we're doing a Secret Santa thing where each of us have been randomly nominated, one of the others, to buy a Christmas present for. The Christmas present is a car, unlimited price, found on eBay in the last 24 hours. It may not be there by the time you're listening to the show anymore, but on the day that we're recording this, these cars were available on eBay. Who should we go with first? Zogger, who are you buying for?
I have a present here for Sarah.
Wow,
There you go.
Is it a Porsche?
Well, hey, I don't want to spoil the suspense. I don't want to spoil the surprise. As you see, beautifully wrapped there.
Oh, right, it is beautifully wrapped.
There you go.
Very nice
So,
handwriting, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Now, so I should just explain my thought process here before you look at this.
Do you have more than one car?
No, I'm recycling paper. So
right.
But before you look at it, I thought, what kind of vehicle should I get for Sarah? You're a newcomer to London. Do you want
a McLaren F1?
Well, you're living inside the congestion zone here. Do you want a sensible, maybe
on eBay.
a little urban run around? Something that you won't get the congestion charge for. Something quite compact. No. What you need is a big, loud, stupid Australian vehicle to remind you of home. So there you go.
Yep, that's pretty Australian. Okay, we're looking at a Holden Ute V8 Commodore manual pickup rare classic. Ooh,
It's a huge red Australian pickup.
Perfect.
Wow, I tell you what, that's a very robust looking car for the congestion-packed London.
Oh, yeah,
that's amazing. Thank you very much.
You're going to get stung.
I'm
with a judge.
absolutely chuffed.
Oh, I'm glad it's...
as I said, a car.
Well, there you go.
That says Sarah Leach all over it to me.
Beggars can't be choosers.
and next time...
I'll take a Holden Ute V8 Commodore manual pickup.
And next time you need to move flats, you'll be able to get all your stuff in the back in one go. In that
after my recent move, I won't be moving too often, but when I do, this car will be very handy.
Good.
Excellent choice, Zog. I would have done the same, actually.
Good.
I was hoping I would get Sarah in the draw, and I would have bought exactly the same car, I promise you.
There weren't many Utes on eBay, I'll tell you, but that is actually quite a nice one.
Richard, who are you buying for?
I'm buying for Zog.
Alrighty.
I'm excited.
Hand it over for him to...
Oh, thanks, mate. Okay.
Slightly bent the rules. But...
Here we go. I'm unwrapping my car here. What have we got here? Ooh! Oh!
Now, wait. You're looking at that and you're going, oh, it's a Bugatti Chiron.
Yeah, I am looking at that and going, it's a
Bugatti
big
Chiron, which unusually it has a bicycle on the roof. Well, your gift isn't the Bugatti Chiron.
Let me guess.
It's the bicycle.
It's a rare 1950s Bugatti bicycle.
Bada boom.
With a Campagnola components at... Now, actually...
You like bicycles.
I do like bicycles.
Bugatti.
I like Bugattis.
That's the talking point.
That's a very pretty bicycle. Yeah.
Genuine 1950s Bugatti.
A 1950s Bugatti. Oh, no, that's fantastic. And actually,
Chiron does not come with it. The advert makes that very...
That's actually a bit kind of rarer and more interesting than a Bugatti Chiron. Good
what
call,
a wonderful...
mate. I really appreciate it. No, I look forward to riding that around the streets of London. Thank you. Fantastic.
Sarah?
Yes, I'm buying for you, Gareth.
Okay, all right. Yeah, of course you are.
Right. Yes. Get ready. Here you go. Should I just give it to you without any explanation, and you can just?
Unless you want to set it up, is there any context before you give it to me?
Well, I mean that recently started to get to know what you were affiliated with and what you quite liked, and maybe I thought this might be suitable.
I'm so excited. What can it be? How well does Sarah know me? Sarah, your first 12 months on the programme, by the way. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So
last year I got a Ricardo hoodie.
You did, yeah. This year you got a Ute to go with it. I've got... What have you got me, Sarah? I'm fascinated. Imagine finding this under your tree on Christmas morning. What is it? Oh, it's upside down. It is... I don't think I could be any happier. Can you guess?
Gilbert.
Correct. Sarah, you know me well. A Gilbert Invader Mark III. Oh, with the lovely spouts, the wide body version. The coupe, look at that. 8.5 grand's worth. Oh, with a V8 Ford factory engine fitted instead of the S66. My God, that would be a handful.
Well, it just came out on the market, actually.
Really? Is it red? It's a black and white picture.
I That
Is it black and white? What is it?
No,
Can't see.
it must be a printing issue with the
Yes.
colours. But I think it was like a blue or a green.
Beautiful. That is, I think, the best looking of all the Invaders, the Mark III. I think it's beautiful. They never made a Mark III estate, otherwise they would have a Mark III estate. There is a bloke who's combining the front end of a Mark III with the rear end of a Mark II to make a sort of a hybrid Franken-Gilbern, which is
that really would be
unique, but
thing.
man, that is beautiful. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much indeed. I am very, very, very happy with that indeed. That's my Christmas sorted, yeah. Richard, I don't know if my car's going to make you as happy as this has made me, but...
Sounds like that's impossible.
Nadolig Llawen, as we say in Wales. Merry Christmas, Merry Slademas.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. You've done well.
I have done well already.
What is it?
What is it?
It's a Metro 6R4.
Oh, yes.
And it's in Group B international spec. So it's got all the power, because the normal ones are
Look at his face, he's genuinely excited.
You found that on eBay?
400 horsepower.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
350 grand it's going for at the moment. It could be
yeah.
yours, Richard. And look
Wow.
where it is kept as well.
Where's it kept? Oh, it's kept. Clan. Can I pronounce that? Clanray. How do you pronounce that?
Llanrhaeadr.
Llanrhaeadr. Okay.
Yes, Llanrhaeadr in Wales, in Powys, deepest, darkest Powys in Wales. So not only am I giving you the car that I certainly would most love to have as a gift, but I'm giving you a Welsh version of that car, which is my gift to you. A Metro 6R4. Because we mentioned in the show just recently how much you wanted one, so I thought, if there's no limit on this, the sky's the limit, give the man what he wants for
Wow, this
Christmas.
car's got a really interesting history. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Yeah.
No, that's the whole idea. Enjoy
Another couple
reading
of minutes,
about
we'll be
that
off bidding on
car.
eBay.
Yes.
So are we all happy with our Christmas presents?
Very.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, I'm
Tip
just going to
top.
hoon around in London with my yeet, my boombox.
The boombox! I
Hoon
love
around
to-
like an Australian.
in London.
Playing to no stereotypes at all here.
AC/DC.
With me listening
yeah,
to
there you
the Alarm and Manic Street Peaches in my Gilbern alongside you. Zog, what would you listen to?
Well, if I tell you that whenever I've done any amount of work on the car and I need to go for a little test drive, a little shakedown, I always do an A to Z test drive. The important feature of which is that you have to have a test drive that gets the ending. The important thing is you have to listen to ABBA and ZZ Top.
A to Z, nothing in between.
Probably Sharp Dressed Man and Take a Chance on Me.
Very
At the
good.
that's very minimum
The
for a proper test
shakedown
drive.
songs.
Now, the trouble is, Richard, you probably haven't got a stereo in your racing 6R4, have
No,
you?
don't really care.
You just listen to the sound of that lovely engine, yeah?
It's just drive my 6R4 around. Probably not in central London either. I imagine it's not a town car.
Probably not.
But yeah, I just
It's fun, though.
go up to Wales. Well, go up to. I've just been in the Peak District in an Alpine A110.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, lovely roads around
Yeah,
there. Some
yeah.
roads, yeah. So.
But do you
That's
like the
where I'll
computer
be.
vision
Yes,
colours on
I
your
like everything
6R4?
about it. Yes.
Good.
I
Well,
tend
let-
to Tony Pop.
Let's end this show and this series in the traditional manner. Violet, will you bring the celebratory booze over, please?
Sure.
Yeah, without smashing everything.
Okay, still intact. Glass is still intact.
Now, we normally celebrate with champagne, but being as most of you are driving tonight, we're going to do it with fizzy pop. Oh, it's not that fizzy either, which is a bit of a disappointment, but there we go. Sarah,
Very much.
on to that. Violet, you got spare hand?
You have that stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Richard, Soga.
That's you, it's for you.
I've stolen Violet's.
No, can I have my special glass?
You can have your special glass. You like this?
The one that's shaped like Marie Antoinette's breast.
It is, yes.
It's like a baby
Supposedly.
sham glass.
Right. Cheers, as we say
Cheers.
in North Wales. Cheers, you all.
That's the dog,
Cheers.
And we'd like to wish all of you who listen to this show a merry Slademas, and with the following wind we'll be here for series 16 of Gareth Jones on Speed after the Christmas and New Year celebration. So who knows, you might even do a live 15 years on Speed to celebrate it. That's it, we're going to leave you with a song, and traditionally at this time of the year we tend to think of those less fortunate than ourselves, but on this occasion let's think of those better off than ourselves. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Toto Wolf is howling, he's over the moon. A silver the arrow succeeds again, served on a silver spoon. Bono on the pit wall made Lewis an honest pledge. They gave him a winning car, he knows they've got the edge. The morning Daimler's thinking, long may we reign. Staff all pocket a big cash bonus, it's Christmas for Mercedes once again. Yeah, the board in Stuttgart thinking, long may we reign. Staff all pocket a big cash bonus, it's Christmas for Mercedes once again. Bottas isn't number 2, don't make me laugh. Lewis is definitely number 1, Valtteri 1.5. But Lewis is celebrating, he's drinking vegan beer. Now the racing season's over, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, the board of Daimler's thinking, long may we reign. The staff all pocket a big cash bonus, it's Christmas for Mercedes once again. Yeah, the board in Stuttgart's thinking, long may we reign. As the staff all pocket a big cash bonus, it's Christmas for Mercedes once again. The staff in Brixworth and Brackley could not be any prouder. But we've got to mention the boss that they lost, lovely sweary Nicky Lauder. He's gone, but we still hear his voice. We've got lots of bloody work to do. Ferrari's looking quick again now, boys. But winning isn't everything. What about quality of life? Hard work piles the pressure on both husbands and wives. But now the staff should celebrate and party hard with glee. Because first thing on Boxing Day they'll be back at work in the bloody factory. Yeah, the board of Daimler's thinking, long may we reign. Staff all pocket a big cash bonus, it's Christmas for Mercedes once again. Everybody, yeah, the board in Stuttgart thinking, long may we reign. Staff all pocket a big cash bonus, it's Christmas for Mercedes. It's Christmas for Mercedes. It's Christmas for Mercedes once again. We've got lots of bloody work to do. Ferrari's looking quick again now, boys.
To send us an email, see pictures, get song lyrics, join our Facebook fan site, follow us on Twitter, or to find out about sponsorship opportunities, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whizbang.
Gareth Jones on Speed! Speed!